Hey, hello. Hello, everyone. East Coast, West Coast, everywhere in between. Welcome back to Coffee and Me. My name is Tracey Pacheco Medeiros, and I am a suicide attempt survivor, state certified peer specialist, author, and trainer. I have a BA in psychology with a concentration in addictions. I am also a suicide law expert who has impacted family and friends of others who experience ideation. My soul care and coping skills include woodworking, diamond art. I love my minions, motorcycles, and of course, Stephen King. Can't do anything without that. So, I spent a couple of days earlier this week at the Massachusetts Conference for Suicide Prevention. We actually figured out that this was the 16th year we attended. Can you imagine? I know I can't. Um, I did not present at this workshop. This year, Emery and I, we both sat as an exhibitor. So we had our own table set up, two combined tables, Bristol County Regional Suicide Prevention. That's our home base coalition, in case anybody's wondering. A voice at the table slash impacted family and friends. That's our national hat that we also wear. Today's topic was motivated by something that happened at the conference, which was also reaffirmed via text message I got the same day. A conference attendee stopped by the table and greeted us with, "I've seen you both here several times." We laughed, and then she went on to share how much she enjoyed the plenary session that I had done a few years ago. That year, I sat between two loss survivors, and we shared how much we had all benefited from monthly peer to peer workshops we did together, the Blended Hearts version of the Re-Energize and Reconnect workshop. She also shared that she continues to reflect on the info that Anne Marie shared in another session about being an impacted family member, that this was now her experience. 5 years later, we learned that we do and what we presented mattered. My point is, and a hard lesson still for me to learn, yes, it is to not be caught up in how many people are in the room or read what you wrote or just continue to speak up and speak out. We share our lived experience in a way that offers hope to others because we never know who is listening or reading or even watching a video. Our voices matter. Our lived experience matters. We do make a difference. I also came to realize for me, sharing my lived experience can be done with sensationalizing. We don't want to do that. My focus is always on what do I do to cope with the ideation. I think my years at the as the youth coordinator at our teen center has helped me the most with this. You know, parents quickly become comfortable and they trusted me to interact, with their teens. They knew I would be encouraging them in healthy ways to cope with their ideation based on my own lived experience. I mean, heck, right? I even got to talk with some of the grandparents who were so concerned about their grandkids. So it was important to learn that piece back then. I have never been someone you would call overconfident. Not at all. Oh. So I would always hope, but also wonder, did I make a difference? I always wondered that. Do I ever? Did I help that kid that day? I've been told that my responsibility is to show up, plant the seeds of hope, that sometimes we do get to see the garden grow. I was so grateful to know that the conference session I was a part of, years ago, had a lasting positive impact on someone. It's like a quiet check mark, you know. That same day when I got home, I received a text from a friend and a former coworker who had just got her copy because I stayed. I'd like to read some of what she had said to me in a text message. I have to admit, when you said workbook, I totally had the idea of a typical workbook set up with questions or situations to think about and then write my thoughts. I am pleasantly surprised that is not what this book is. Hearing your story and your perspective is so helpful. I haven't had time to read it at all, but I've already cried once. And although I've heard so much of your story, either just from knowing you from your first book, Embracing Imperfection, I've learned much more about you. I want to thank you again for this gift. Your message in the front meant so much to me. You helped so many people, and me included. So I just wanted to say thank you again. Oh, and by the way, I'm glad you stayed. That brings tears to my eyes. Never expected that at all, because I'm usually the one that's always hard on myself. So, to others getting ready to step in and share your lived experience, whatever it is, don't get caught up in the numbers. Don't get caught up in the numbers. Please don't. You know, the how many. Don't get caught up in that. Just plant the seeds. Plant the seeds every day. Eventually, we do get glimpses that we did make a difference. We we do get to see the garden grow. And one more reminder, one more. I will never sit here and say that the workshops we created 10 years ago and are still delivering are like our newer ones, like Because I Stayed. They're not the answer to everyone. I'll repeat, recovery can be messy. There's no one size fits all. We do have a Facebook page for Because I Stayed series. Look it up, go there. Tell us about the coping skills that have helped you. You can check out Because I Stayed on Instagram too. These sites are not monitored, so please, if you are in crisis, call or text the 988 number. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and right. I am going to stop there. So we need to speak up together. Uh, we definitely need to speak up together because all the voices matter. Thanks for sitting at the table. See you next week. Let's be loud. Can you hear us now? And as Dr. Quinn Galloway Salazar urges us to be bold. So let's be bold. Thank you and have a good day.